My name is Dr. Jabumbam Victoria Devi, and I am the course director and organizing secretary of this training program. As we all know, today, the strength of an individual is assessed based on both hard as well as soft skill parameters that he or she possesses. While many may seem to possess the necessary hard skill, not many of them have the required sets of soft skills. And one who lacks this skill certainly cannot compete with the world. Thus, I personally felt that there should be a strong focus for any course curriculum in any educational institution set up on building and strengthening by inculcating these soft skills.
Good morning, everyone. Power of your personal and professional image, and this is uniquely designed by myself. And if you are aware, image has become a very important topic in today's personal professional life, and even in corporate and many healthcare industries, many aviation industry, or even if it is hospitality, or even in different government and non-government sectors, it's become a very, very important topic. And with this, I would like to continue with the goal or the agenda for today's topic. And first, it's what is image and image management, the art of first impressions, the ABCD of image management, the 4 A's of image and image cycle. And we'll be looking through, as most of you are students over here, and we are conducting for a particular university, a lot of universities combined together. So I have interview checklists that you can quickly run through it, go through it whenever you have any kind of interviews. Okay, I'm Ranjita. I'm an internationally certified image consultant and coach. And I got trained in this field from IAP USA and the London Image Institute. Internationally certified career coach. I am from Mindler, and I have coached people on various careers, students and to professionals even. Certified master trainer from IITD Chennai, that's the Indian Academy of Training and Development. I'm also a postgraduate diploma holder in training and development from ISTD, that is Indian Society of Training and Development. And I'm doing an intern right now with them. NSDC and MPSC certified trainer, and it's a government body, you might be aware of it. And I'm a certified soft skills trainer and parenting coach as well. I have 2 beautiful daughters, so I have to equip myself with parenting skills as well. So that's how I went into parenting as well. And aviation and hospitality coach, I have been with Jet Airways for more than 13 years. And certified learning and development professional, so L&D professional I am. I design modules and training programs for various institutions, government and private corporates, according to the needs of the company. And I'm also NLP practitioner and emotional intelligence coach. So total, I have an experience of 16 plus, almost 17 years of experience. So I've worked with different organizations, private and non-government, and given guest lecture and guest faculty and keynote speaker for different functions and different sessions. So with this, I would like to start with this beautiful quote from Coco Chanel that says, dress shabbily and they remember the dress, and dress impeccably and they remember the woman. It's a beautiful quote, and it really resonates with the topic of the day, I must say, because how you present yourself to the entire public around, whether you are having a meeting, whether you are having an interview, whether you are having a date, of course, right? Or you are having an important occasion, how you present yourself talks volumes about you. And when we talk about how you present yourself, there are different ways in which we can represent or present ourselves to the public eyes. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So leaving an impactful presence when you leave the room, and when people talk about you when you leave the room, that's what we're going to be talking about, those impactful first impressions. And with this, I would like to quickly do an activity with all of you. You might have seen all these pictures here. I would like to know the first person. Whom is he? So Ratan Tata, what about Ratan Tata? When you see him for the first time, what impressions comes in your mind when you see Ratan Tata?
Humble, polite, a great entrepreneur.
Yes, a great leader. Yes,
successful man.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you. So this is the first impressions we get about Ratan Tata when we see him anywhere, right? Might be on social sites. Let's come to the next person. And I'm sure no one in India will say, I don't know this person, right? MS Dhoni. And what impressions comes to your mind when you see MS Dhoni?
Great captain.
Yes, great.
Discipline, full personality, mastermind,
great.
Decision maker.
Yes, great. Yes, brilliant. And this is the impressions we get about MS Dhoni. Very cool, calm, composed person, a great captain, right? And a good decision maker. And when we see these logos, different company logos over here, we have Google, we have Apple, we have Samsung, YouTube. So what comes to your mind when we see all these people? talk about Apple, we know this is a brand that we can rely on. And when we talk about Google, we know we search anything in Google, we'll find it out, right? So these are the logos. We know what kind of images or what kind of impressions and the perceptions we have in our mind when we talk about these logos, right? We have Starbucks. And let's talk about the lady in the pink garment. Who is she? Lady Gaga, yes. And what's unique about her, or what is the perceptions we have about Lady Gaga? Talented, bold, extraordinary, unique, right? And we have next Kim Kardashian, who's known for her glamorous beauty and sexuality, right? And she's known for her unique style and fashion, right? And when we go to the extreme right, we have Royal Highness. They are famous for their royalty, their credibility, their status, right? Their discipline. So this is the kind of images we have, or the kind of perceptions we have about everyone here. And this is what we call as image. The kind of perceptions, the kind of mental perceptions, mental concept we have in our mind. And when we talk about image is you in the eyes and mind of others. And image is how others perceive you as well in their mind, right? And for different organizations, it's the brand. And you yourself is also a brand. How you project yourself to the people, to the public eyes, right? So with this, we come to image management. So image management is nothing, but it's the art and science of making great, impactful first impressions. And when I talk about great, impactful first impressions, there is an art and science. I'm not talking just like that, right? So there are science, there are art on creating first impressions. And may I ask you, all of you, how many seconds does it take for a person to make a first impressions about you? It takes the first 7 seconds for a person to make a first impressions about you. And you might be wondering, if people started making first impressions about me in the first 7 seconds, then it becomes very important, right? To create that impactful presence, to create that first impressions really count, to make it countable, to make it impactful. And yes, it really matters. And unfortunately, that is the hard part, right? Because why shouldn't people make first impressions about us in the first 7 seconds? Then it's very wrong. But this is our human mind, our heart wired like that. It's our human tendency. When someone just comes in the room, or even for me, for that example, I just entered the room, you might have already created an first impressions about me. Might be through social media, might be through LinkedIn, everywhere, right? So you already have a mental in your mind about me, but we can't escape from it. This is a human tendency. We scan the person from top to bottom as soon as he enters or he enters the room, right? And why image or image management truly matters? Because people make assumptions based on limited information. They will not know your personality, your beliefs, your values. But what they see in that first 7 seconds is only what you're presenting. Might be your appearance, might be your behavior, might be your body language, right? So it is very important that those first 7 seconds, we make it powerful, impactful. And that's why image management. And image is nothing but, like I said, is you in the eyes and minds of other people, right? There is a saying that, first impressions are lasting. Give special thought to your dress, your grooming, and your accessories. Brian Tracy, and I hope everyone knows about Brian Tracy, right? He's written a lot of books, and he has he's a motivational speaker, and many other books he has written on. So first impressions really matter, and we need to, when we talk about special thought to your dress, how you dress might be according to your roles and goals you have to dress, right? So every time or the next time when we remove a garment from the wardrobe, we need to have a mental review in our mind that what this particular garment is going to be projecting about my role and my objectives. Is it really going to send a message that project my goals and my objectives, right? The kind of hair, the kind of your accessories they talk about, your watch, for gentlemen especially. The watch is a very important accessory you should be very, very particular about when we are presenting that first impressions. Grooming. When we talk about grooming, it's not only about makeup, it's also about your personal hygiene, how you take care of your nails, how you take care of your odor, how you take care of your bad, sometimes I've seen people, they dress very well. They have beautiful skin, but the time they open their mouth, they have bad breath. Sometimes they have bad armpit odor. And this can be a turn off for a person. So you have to be very mindful and maintain your personal hygiene and your grooming up to a standard that it is acceptable, right? And when we talk about accessories, for example, you go for an interview. Why accessories really matter? Might be you're carrying a file, 15 rupees, 20 rupees file, and you inserted all your documents, your certifications in it. And let's compare another person coming with a leather file where they have leaflets and all the certificates are segregated and put well organized. And when the interviewer asks the person, okay, show me your 10, show me your 10 plus 2 certificate, show me your graduate certificate, show me those certificates you have achieved, accomplished. So you are removing from the leaflets one by one, so organized, well planned. So what kind of impressions that person is creating with the interviewer? A good first impressions, right? And the other person with that 15 rupees, 10 rupees file, he's struggling. Where is that file? Okay, where is the 10 file? Where is that 10 certificate, 12? So this is the kind of impressions. You have to stand out because we live in a very fast-paced life, very uncertain, fast-moving life, where there is a huge competition everywhere. And if you have to stand out, you have to stand out with your first impressions, with the way you dress, with the way you're grooming, your accessories, and we'll talk much more about in the coming. So we see two pictures, images over here. So whom would you trust as your doctor? So in the first place, when you go to the hospital, you took the appointment, and then you see this particular person over here, the red shirt, bright color tattoo guy. What will be your first impressions when you see this person with the tattoo? You might be wondering where I am. Am I at the right place or not, right?
Okay.
Yes. And you might be thinking, is he a doctor? Oh my God, right? And let's imagine the other person with the doctor lab coat and we have stethoscope hanging around the neck, the perfect image of a doctor. Then you feel, what you feel at that time when you enter and you find in the cabin this perfect appearance of a doctor, what do you feel?
Relief, yeah, reply.
Yes, relief, content, and you feel, oh, I'm at the right place, right? And this is what we have, a stereotype of a profound profession of a doctor. A doctor should be wearing a lab coat, a doctor should be having a stethoscope, and he should be wearing muted colors, clothes like this, right? But when we see the other person, the visuals, if we see, it's totally contrasting to what you have, a mental image in your mind, right? This is how our brain is wired, right? The mental thing we have, our eyes captured it, we send it to the brain do all the calculations, and then it says the checklist work. No, this is not the image or the virtuals of a doctor, and you quickly disconnect and you quickly reject that he is not the person whom I am looking for. So we see that the visuals really played an important role in image, right? Let's go forward. And when we talk about image management, it talks about these 4 elements of image. That's the ABCD of image. And we talk about appearance, behavior, communication, and digital presence. And when we talk about appearance, we look into these elements like clothing, your grooming, your health and nutrition, your makeup, your accessorizing. And we saw in the example before, just the image I showed you, that the appearance of a doctor was perfect, the visuals what we have in our mind. But let's twist it again even more. For example, you're seated and you call inside and the doctor is busy with the documents and he's not even acknowledging you. He's not even looking at you. And he said, what happened to you? And he's just looking at his WhatsApp text messages. And you said your sign and symptoms like I having a very bad stomach ache and I vomited. I even have abdominal pain. And I have few taken medicines, home remedies, but still it's not working out. And then he didn't do any examination. He's just quickly go through whatever she's saying, the sign and symptoms. And then he wrote some few medicines and he said, you'll be fine, just take this medicine and come back after 2 days. How would you feel? So do you feel that there is no kind of empathy, there is no emotional connection, or that personal touch has not been provided by the doctor, the way he is behaving, his behavior, right? And that's just how we talk about the second part element of image management, that is your behavior. And it is very important when we talk about IQ, emotional intelligence. When you don't have empathy, when you don't have that interpersonal skills with the other person, when you're not even acknowledging the other person's feelings, it can really disconnect you and it can really make you feel disconnected. You might feel the person is not trustworthy. The person is not satisfying to what you have expected, right? So, and basic etiquette and civility, right? Civility, like, is the doctor greeting you when you saw him for the first time, or he's asking you how you're feeling now, is it okay? So that personal touch is missing. And even the body language, he was continuously busy with his own stuff, with the documents and with the phone, right? So this shows a lot of disconnection, that trustworthiness through the behavior. So the second part which we talk about is behavior. How much your visuals might be correct, but if you don't have that right attitude and the right behavior, it can really turn off the other person and it can really make the other person disconnected. And when we talk about image management, many people have that concept in their mind that it is only about appearance. But let me clear you today that it talks more than that. It talks about your behavior. And let's come to communication. See, your communication. And when we talk about communication, English language is different. It's just a language. But communication is far more beyond that. It is your communication skills, your voice culture, your pitch, your tone, your tonality, your presentation skills, your public speaking, and your listening skills. Very important part of communication. That's your listening skills. You can't be a good communicator if you are not having that mindful listening or active listening skills. And if you're not a person who can connect with you. So when we talk about digital presence, we are talking about the social media platforms and the virtual meeting. With this pandemic, you might have seen most of the interviews are going virtuals, right? Any kind of companies meeting, any kind of, even now we are on virtual sessions. So it is very important that we also be mindful with our image when we are on a virtual meeting or interview, or might be any kind of social media platforms. For example, LinkedIn, if you are in LinkedIn, just imagine yourself like what kind of profile you are putting up, what kind of content you are delivering through the audience. So it is very important. It's not only for students and professionals, even for business entrepreneur. It is very important that you project the right image through your social media pages and even your virtual meeting. So that's the D part of image, what we talk about. And coming to how to enhance your appearance. So we have boost inside to show outside, focus on emotional wellness. And when we talk about image management, it's not only about appearance. We have seen the behavior part, we have seen the communication part, and that's what it is talking about. Focus on your emotional well-being. When you have a right attitude, you have a positive attitude that shows on your personality, and it projects on your outward appearance and your behavior and your communication. So inside out, dress one notch up and accessorize to create new look. Yes, when you want to create many of us might be using the ordinary black suit for our interviews, but why not a dark blue, navy blue suit, or a color that is like, for example, a gray or electric gray color. So one notch up. Like I talk about the file, why not carry a proper file, invest in a good proper file and carry it? Why not invest in a good watch? It's a one-time investment, right? Why not invest on that? Because you're going to be wearing it for a long time. It's not for a short time, right? So invest on those kind of accessories to notch up if you want to have those first impressions. Wear colors that suit you and the occasion. So according to your skin color, according to your skin tone, so we have color analysis. In that, we talk about colors. So wearing the right color for your right skin tone and your right skin type is very important, and with the right occasion, right? So party will be different. Whenever you're going for an interview, it will be different. Whenever you are in a professional environment, corporate environment, it will be different. So create your own style in sync with your aspirations. And that I talk again and again in image management, that you need to have your role and your goals and your roles and your objectives very clear when you are projecting your image. With your grooming might be appearance, your behavior, and your communication. And build your wardrobe around classics. Choose something that is all time. It not keeps on changing with the trend. So if you're a person who are more into corporate or more into office or more into that professional environment, it's better to create something that you can wear it again and again over again without even fashion trends, not following the fashion trends, right? So this is what we talk about appearance. And when we talk about behavior, so how do you enhance your B's, that stands for behavioral skills? So be polite in your speech, might be in your manners, be aware of other social cultural etiquettes. And when I talk about social and cultural etiquette, I'm talking about a culture that is very much accepted in Japan might not be accepted in the Gulf countries or UAE, right? We have the habit of saying namaste like this, right? When you see any person. But in Japan, it's totally different. In Japan, when we see any person, they will just konnichiwa. They will just bend down their half of their body, right? So this is the different etiquettes. And in UAE, there is no, you can't even touch someone's hands especially for ladies, female. You're not allowed to shake hands with a lady. If you're male, you are not allowed to shake hands with a female because it's not in their culture. So we have to be aware. And whenever we are in an office environment also, we have people from Northeast, we have people from South India, we have people from North India, we have people from Gujarat side. So we need to be aware when you are working in a multi-culture environment. We need to be aware of their social and cultural etiquette, because some culture or some etiquette that are accepted in one culture might not be accepted in another culture. So to be fully aware becomes very important, because it can hurt someone's sentiments and it can hurt someone's feeling if you're not aware. So learn new things to develop yourself. So reading different kind of soft skills, learning about them, it becomes very easy when you're working in a team environment, when you are working in a workplace, corporate, or might be anywhere, professional environment. It becomes very important that you are aware of few skills, interpersonal skills, might be EQ, might be your assertive skills, might be your leadership skills, team building skills. There are a lot of skills when you talk about all these behavioral skills. So we need to be aware and we need to learn all these skills if we have to build an impactful presence, right? Appreciate others' efforts as well. So we need to appreciate other people at the same time when we are in a team or when we are in a workplace, or even you can show that even in that few hours, few minutes of your interview as well, right? In a group discussion, for example, if I'm a kind of person who is always arguing, not accepting someone's opinion or ideas, then you will, the first impressions you're creating with the interviewer as with the interview, that you are not a person who is open to learning. You are not a person who appreciate other people's ideas, right? So it's very important skill to appreciate others' efforts and others' ideas and beliefs. To enhance your communication, learn the art of mindful listening, back your wandering mind back to the present moment. Empathize with people. You have to be empathetic, right? You have to have empathy and be in people's shoes when you are talking, when you are in a situation, and learn the non-verbal skills. The non-verbal skills include all your, might be your hand gesture, eye contact, your smile, your body posture, right? So these are all the non-verbal skills that you need to be aware when you want to be a good communicator. And never underestimate the power of smile. Anytime in your workplace also, you smile to someone, the person will immediately smile back to you. And that's the power of a smile. So it is the first thing, first non-verbal thing that you see in a person immediately as soon as you see the person, right? So it is a very powerful, even your handshake. When you shake your hands with a person, with a stranger, that shows a lot about, that talks volume about your personality and your confidence. So those smile, your handshake, be very mindful, and your posture. How do we create this great first impressions? We talk about A, B, C, D. So dress the part. So dressing yourself, whenever you remove a garment from the wardrobe, dressing the part for the right occasion, for the right time, for the right role and goals of your objectives, right? Be well groomed, your personal hygiene, right? Your perfume, if you have a bad odor in your armpit, from your armpit, you need to take care, be mindful, maintain, put deodorant and put perfumes, right? And when we talk about deodorant and perfume, let me tell you this, many a times I have noticed people put deodorant and perfume just before entering to the interview. Please avoid that. Any kind of meetings you are doing and you feel like you need to freshen up, you need to smell good, wholesome, please do it at least 10 to 15 minutes prior. Otherwise, what happens is, like, some people are very sensitive to smell. They can be allergic. Some interviewers, I have feedback that they are allergic to that smell. And when ultimately this person enters, it can be a really turn off to the person. So please be very mindful when you're using deodorant and perfume. Be mindful of your body language and posture that we talk about, your handshake, your hand gesture, your posture. Okay. So you need to be well aware, like, is my shoulder relaxed? How I'm standing? Am I looking at the person eye to eye when I'm talking? Or see, I have seen many a times the person is busy with the phone and you are listening, but that doesn't show, your body language doesn't show that you are listening, right? So you need to be mindful with all these non-verbal cues. Be aware of your mannerism. When you're meeting someone in the interview for the first time, you need to greet that person, good morning, good afternoon, whatever is the time of that particular period, right? Even we need to say even thank you when we are exiting from the interview room, right? That we never do that. And have you ever seen, have you ever returned a mail to the interviewer after the interview is over? Not hardly many of us never do that, right? So see, whenever you are offered a job, we need to be thankful to the person, thank the person first for the great opportunity. Later, you need to write a mail within 24 hours, thanking the person for interviewing you. Whether the result is out or not out, that shows what kind of person you are. So those mannerisms, those etiquette plays a very important role in your image management and your first impressions. And choose your words wisely. Like I said, I remember one of Buddha's quote that says, whenever you alter any word, just be mindful that just go through these 3 gates. That says, is it true, the information or the question you're going to ask? Is it really important for that particular sentence or for that words to be altered or asked at that time? Or is it kind to the other person? So when you go through these 3 gates of filter, before you alter that words to the person, you should use your words wisely. And words can either break or either harm or either build a relation whenever you are having a conversation or whenever you are communicating with someone. So please choose your words wisely. This is communication. And when you see this picture, we have different dress codes of men and women, and we have different situations where we need to change the dress code, right? So we have business formal, we have business casuals, and we have smart casuals, and we have even casuals. So, and you see both men and women, when they are wearing these different kinds of outfit, they represent differently. They convey messages, communicate messages differently, right? And in different setups and in different environments, we will be using different dress codes. So this we need to be mindful, and we need to communicate according to your roles and goals and objectives, like I mentioned again and again, right? And this is a perfect example. If you see, clothes communicate. Seeing is believing. And this Victoria Beckham, and we have David Beckham. If you see, from the super casuals to the smart business formals to the professional, when they are in a royal meeting, right? The kind of clothes communicating differently through their dress codes. So this is what clothes can communicate, seeing as what we believe, right? And in another example, when we wear an ill-fitted cloth, or when we wear and not well-tailored clothes, this is the kind of images. See that lady here, she has a long skirt, and when we retailored it according to her body shape and according to her proper body shape and measurements taken, it can change drastically the outlook, right? She's looking more confident now, more well organized, right? And polished. And even with the gentleman, it shows project, she is very heavy and very huge with the first not tailored, well-fitted clothes. But when we tailored it and done the modifications, he is looking more polished, more confident, more professional, right? So this is how cloth with an ill-fitted, when you are not designing or when you're not tailoring according to your measurement, can look like very unprofessional, right? And grooming is a need, not a choice. So make grooming a habit. So making grooming a habit makes you more self-esteem, more confident, and more organized as well. Taking care of yourself means you feel good as well, right? So this is very important when you're taking care. So few personal grooming checklists I have given. So well-designed haircut, so iron or crease, pristine clothing, press properly and pricky collars, clean, well manicured. And when we talk about nails, it's not only for ladies. Even gentlemen have to take care of about their nails because it should look clean and tidy. Clothes in coordinated colors, lively fabric that is not shiny and threadbare. So it should not be have threadbare coming out, right? And it should not be too shiny because it's a professional environment. You should take care that the fabric is comfortable. It's not too shiny. Clean and well repaired shoes, and shoes can create a lot of impact. Trust me, when I went for a Jet Airways interview long time back in 2005, I had a shoes that was gifted by my brother, and trust me, it created an impact to the interviewer when I wore that shoes. And I thought, I have graduated, so I might be giving interviews and again. Why not invest in a good shoes? So this is what my brother thought, and he gifted to me a shoes. And as soon as I was doing my physical round, I removed my shoes, and that interviewer said, "I love your shoes." And I had a confidence, oh, she really liked me. And later on, I got through even after several rounds. So shoes, an interviewer always look at the back of your shoes whenever you're exiting from the room. So please be mindful that there is no wear and tear. It's properly polished. If it is a rainy day, please carry shoe polish inside your bag so that you can quickly remove all the dirt and make it presentable. Smell clean and wholesome. Avoid heavy aftershave and perfume, like I mentioned about perfume and aftershave and deodorant. So 10 to 15 minutes before entering any meetings or any important event, you should put it, not before just 5 minutes or 3 minutes, okay? Fitting clothing that suits well on the body. You have seen well-fitted clothes, non-well-fitted clothes, how it looks like. For women, light makeup, manicure nails with mild colored nail paint, and mild color. It should not be very bright color in professional environment. It should be light makeup. If you are not liking makeup, you can just put a kajal and a lipstick. That creates a lot of volume in your personality, okay? So I would request might be a light BB cream, right? Not too much heavy makeup because it's a professional environment. Manicured nails, no heavy lip gloss. For men, short and neat hair, ensure personal hygiene details are attended, okay? So this we need to take care. Coming to the standard interview dress code for men. So a basic business suit, a neutral color dress, shirt, and a conservative tie. So interview dress mistakes include wearing comedy ties, bright colors, lot of patterns, lot of design ties. Please avoid that, okay? And badly ironed shirts and not saving event. Coming to interview without save, it's a big no. Job seekers also penalized for wearing bright colors, trendy colors, and with 70% of the employees said that, they have high fashion to appropriate for. That is, you're not going for a fashion show. You're going for a professional interview, right? So you have to look professional. If you're a designer or you are a model, yes, you can, present yourself differently with fashionable clothes, trendy clothes. But here we are talking about a professional environment. So we are not looking for trendy clothes and trendy colors, bright colors. We are looking at a very professional look. So avoid all this, what I'm mentioning here. Over 80% of the interviewer said that wearing a suit to the job interview creates a first impression and organized, efficient candidate. So always put a blazer on top. That creates a lot of credibility and lots of authority. So if you are a leader, you are a manager, or if you are in a higher position in an organization, always wear a blazer, both ladies and women. If ladies are used to, for example, if you are a professor or if you are a trainer or if you're a teacher and you love wearing sari, yes, sari also you can wear, but with a little, if you have seen the Chinese collar shirt, not very deep neck, right? So that looks very professional with a sari. Okay, so even a kurta you can wear, but it should look professional. It should not look as if you are coming for a function or an occasion. Okay, it is a professional environment. So these things you can follow. For ladies especially, standard professional wear, if we talk about business suit, then a jacket, a smart pant, and a dress and a jacket. Okay, and classic colors, except black, we have gray, navy blue. Navy blue colors also played an important role in your personality first impressions. Okay, so for example, dark blue shows authority, your loyalty. So dark blue, black projects a sense of stability and truthiness. Okay, other colors like teal, your burgundy, blue, dark green, camel, leave a good impression and differentiate your appearance from the other conservative. So you have a lot of other conservative colors, but if you choose this trendy, colors that are not very ultra conservative outfit, it can create a knots up. Okay, so the number one mistake made by female candidates in job interviews is looking too sexy. So please avoid that. Low necklines, even for professionals, okay, even people who are in the teaching profession. Too short, too tight skirt, tight tops, visible blouse, heels that are too high, and mentioned by the interviewers that these dress codes are a big mistake. For men especially, contrasting colors, light shirt with dark pants. So these are the kind of combination. So you should contrast the, if you're wearing light shirt, then it should be a dark pant. Okay. If you're wearing a dark shirt, then it should be a light pant. And if you're wearing a light shirt, then a dark pant. So it should be not equal, dark from top to bottom, no. Or light, what from top to bottom, no. Okay. It's complete no. It should be contrasting. And if you're wearing check or stripes or patterns, then you need to be careful that if you're wearing on top a check shirt, then it should be, the pants should be of solid color. Even the pant, if it is of stripes, then the shirt should be of a solid color. So, and try to avoid, I must say, stripes and the patterns and checks in a professional environment as far as possible. But if you're wearing stripe and check shirts or patterns, it should be on smaller size. I will show you in the remaining slides. Your shirt and tie combination even, okay? So should be, like you have seen here, different tie combinations. It should be contrasting. It should not be of the same color. Socks, please avoid designer socks like you have logo or you have patterns. In a professional environment, always we use a solid color socks, and it should coordinate with your pant. Belt should be coordinating with your shoes. Your socks should be coordinating with your pant, right? The color of your pant. And it's always nice in a professional environment, you wear a suit of the same color. Pant and your blazer should be of the same color. So if you are wearing different color, then it shows semi-casual. So the hierarchy of color. So from muted, neutrals, if you go and see here, professional, on the extreme left side, we have professional. And as we go further, we have casuals to more bright colors. So if you're choosing a color that is more into neutrals and muted, that is considered for professional, more professional. And if you go further down to the brighter side, it's considered more casual. So please keep this in mind whenever you are choosing your suit or any kind of garment for your professional wear. Hierarchy of stripe, like I mentioned, the width of the stripes. So the smaller the stripes, it's considered more professional. And the bigger the stripes, it's considered more casuals. So your stripes, I was talking about your shirts, pants, whatever stripes, patterns you're wearing, please stick to smaller stripes because it will show more professionalism. Your tie hierarchy again. So the more bigger the stripes or the patterns, designs you have, and more patterns you have, it's considered more casuals, and the colors even. And the more muted, more neutrals, smaller stripes, less design, it's considered professional. So please follow this because I've seen many men, they have a lot of confusion with the ties, choosing the tie. Again, your belt length should be the middle one. That's the green I have tick mark. So just above the belt, okay? The tip of your tie should be just above the belt. And the others, these are the wrong way of wearing a tie. And if you don't know how to make a tie, wear a tie properly, please go to the YouTube and check out how to wear a tie, because the knots here should be properly fitted in the middle. Because I've seen many people doesn't know how to wear a proper tie even. And it's always nice when you're in a professional environment, you're giving a meeting or an interview, always wear a suit of the same color and a proper tie. Buckle of the belt should not be a designer one like you have seen on the top. It's got design in it. Wear a simple buckle for a professional environment. Even the bags. If you have seen on the left-hand side, we have black and a tan color. So these are the colors and these are the designs that are allowed for professional environment. If you're carrying a lot of design bags, this is not a professional one. Even your sunglasses, your watch, even your belt, wallet, everything. For ladies especially, try to avoid junky jewelries and try to stick to simple studs or might be a set of pearls, because this shows more, it will be less distracting also if you are doing an interview, or might be if you're presenting something, or if you are in a teaching profession or in a professional environment, this will create less distractions. If you're wearing chunky jewelries, that you can wear it for other occasions, okay? So when we talk about in image management, focal point. So focal point is very important. So like right now, I'm wearing a spec. This can be a focal point where you want to draw attention for the audience, right? A red lipstick I'm wearing, this is also a focal point. So you can create focal point for yourself where you want to draw attention to the audience or to the public, where you want to feature your best part, your strength. So it can be a tie for man, watch, a bag, that you want to create a focal point. Your shoes, mainly these are for the formal wear. But ladies, if you're wearing a sari or in a professional environment like kurti or suit, then you can wear the tip toe types or the pip toe. Okay, so this will sandals that are not very high, so that kind of you can wear. But for a professional business suit, I would suggest you always wear a closed pumps. And for boys, for gentlemen even, chinos are really a big no, and you should wear Oxford and this kind of the formal shoes. We talk about 4 A's of image management, that it should be authentic, it should be appropriate to the time and the place, it should be authentic in a sense, it should be genuine, true for what you are. You are not copying someone, some Tom, Dick, Harry or some celebrity and presenting yourself. It should reflect your goal and your objectives. It should be attractive, and it should be affordable as well, okay? And when we talk about this communication model by Mehrabian theory, it says virtual says 7% of our virtual is presented by our this verbal spoken words. Actual 7% of our communication is the verbal actual words, and 38% is our vocal. That's your tonality, your pitch, and your 55% of your communication is through your visuals. That's your appearance, your body language might be the way you behave. Okay, so you need to give special thought to your visuals more than what you're actually conveying. And we have several examples, and science and psychologists have done a lot of research on this. So body language is powerful. So how you're presenting yourself, are you keeping your hands? So this you might have seen throughout the sessions I'm doing this. This is called stipple position. And whenever we are talking, presenting something, this is a very powerful hand gesture. Stipple position we call it. So not keeping your hand always on the top of the world, and open posture, open body hand gesture. It's always good instead of having a closed body posture like this or like this. So it shows that you are less confident and you are nervous. Okay, so have an open body posture. Affordable in a sense, let me remind you, to build a first impressions, we don't need to be wearing a very expensive high-end brand, because it should be affordable, right? And you can invest in a one time in a good suit or in a in a good quality material. But let me tell you, when I talk about appropriate also, for example, you're working in an NGO and you're carrying a very high-end brand bag. It doesn't suit there. So you have to know the time, like I said, the roles, the goals and objectives of yourself when we are projecting, or when through our appearance, behavior and communication. It's very important we true to ourselves, our image, be authentic, be appropriate, attractive as well, but it should not be very expensive as well, right? So I sometimes go and find good blazer with a very cheap price also when we have discounts. So we need to make it affordable with our budget as well, right? And it's digital world, so the kind of right images you should portray might be a nice profile, a professional profile in your social media sites. And even when you are in a Zoom meeting, or might be in a virtual meeting or an interview, it's very important that you're wearing the right attire. It's virtual, so let me go casual, semi casuals. No, please avoid that. Be professional for your roles and goals. So whatever is your role, you need to perform exactly the same how you perform in an offline session, or in an offline meeting, or in an offline interview, right? So this you need to be mindful. So image cycle. So the first 3, from the yellow, blue and the green, if you see how we see ourselves, our self-image, how we dress and groom ourselves, and how we think, feel, act, or behave. These are the 3 first effects of image that can work on the 3. When we work on these 3 effects of the first of image cycle, this is how people react and respond to you, right? For example, if I'm a person, let's take the example of the doctor. So if I'm projecting the right image, self-image, I was groomed well. But if you're not projecting the third factor, the effect, that is you think or behave or how you are acting, that is not projecting correctly, right? Then this is how the other patient will think, oh, he's not the right person. He's not a trustworthy person whom I have come for. So this is how people will see and react according to these 3 effects of image. So look, speak, and act. So your image is what stays with people long after you leave the room, like I mentioned in the beginning of the session. It is also about how you look, how you speak, and how you act. And when we talk about image, it's inside out. It's not only about appearance, it also talks volumes way beyond about appearance, your behavior, and your communication, and your digital presence. And looking good is not just self-respect, but it's not just self-importance, but it is also your self-respect. It's giving respect to yourself. When you look good, you act good, you speak good, then people will also respond to you, and that also increases your confidence, your self-esteem, and that you feel good about it. You get positive attitude or positive appreciations from that. You feel good about yourself even, right? So this is all about image management.